Hello, we are Team Huntsville, consisting of myself, Ross Podell, a senior computer science major, and Jacob Nickel, a sophomore computer science major. Before I get into what our project is, a little background on it. Last semester, our current graduate student advisors did the preliminary investigation and research on Huntsville. This semester, they shared their report with us and some of the proposed projects along with it. Out of these projects, we chose to make a city app that would help facilitate communication between citizens and city officials. We decided upon this app due to a number of factors. Because of our small team size, we need to pick a smaller scope project. In addition to that, an app like this can be improved over time, features can be added to it later, and it will require maintenance in the future. This will allow the Endeavor project and future students in these classes to keep an ongoing relationship with Huntsville.
So our initial ideas for the app include modeling something that Boston has and that New York has, which is the Boston 311 app and the New York City 311 app. And these apps do two things really well. The first of which is allowing the city officials and the city manager to send announcements to the residents about things going on in the city, whether there's a school closure, a road closure, something being remodeled or something, just anything going on in that area. And they also allow for the residents to communicate back with the city officials by sending requests in, by sending concerns in, so that it can be routed to the specific city department that can take care of that. Part of this project is also implementing AI in some way, shape, or form. And one way that we thought would be a great way to do this is to look at these announcements and requests that are going in and out of the app and saying which of these is the most important. So, for example, we had an ice storm a couple of weeks ago. We would want something like a road being iced over or a road closure to be pretty far at the top, so we can make sure that everyone who's in the app can see that. Whereas, if a building is getting remodeled, we want that to be a little bit lower. Just, ranking stuff on priority in that way.
The first step before starting development on an app is to decide which coding languages to use, which platform to host it on, so on and so forth. For this app, there are three main components: the front end, the back end, and the database. For the front end, we decided to use React Native. This framework is highly scalable and allows the app to run on both iOS and Android devices without the need to customize aspects for the two different operating systems. React Native is also a current development language, which means it is likely to be supported for a long time. As for the backend, we decided to use Node.js. This language works well with React and has a lot of open source support. This language is also very popular in industry, so it is a valuable skill to learn. The final component of this app is the database. For this, we decided to use Google Firebase. The main draws of using Google Firebase are that it has an extremely easy user authentication system, making login and safe storage of passwords a non-issue. Google Firebase also uses a NoSQL database, which means that the data stored in it can be formatted however we want. This was very important as we were not sure what kind of data we'd be working with at the time of this decision. In order to train an AI to carry out a task, it needs training data. We are currently in the process of obtaining data from Huntsville's work order system to use to train this AI to categorize and rank work order requests that they would be getting from the citizens in order of priority.
So here we just wanted to give a quick overview of the progress we made on the app so far, as well as where we're going to go for the rest of the semester. So looking at the first screen here, you can see that the majority of our user interface is done. This includes everything you physically see on the app, whether that's pictures or colors or just the layout of everything. Most of that is done, which is really good. We've implemented 7 or 8 screens. This includes the home screen, the announcement screen, kind of the requests, and all the requests viewed on the same screen and that way. As far as the backend goes, so far we have the user authentication done. So this means that users need to sign in order to use the app. And once they're signed into the app, they are able to see what they've done on the app. If they've made any requests or have any old announcements that they've saved, they are able to see those. After this slideshow, we're going to take you guys through a quick video of what we've done so far so you guys can see what we have implemented and kind of how everything is laid out. So going on to what we will hope to accomplish for the rest of the semester is we hope to implement a lot of the back end in such a way that everything is connected together. This includes sending announcements from the city officials to the residents, and also for allowing the residents to receive or to send requests to the city officials. We hope to implement AI in these two things so that the most important ones are at the top and they can be addressed first, while the least important ones are toward the bottom. Not to be said that they won't be seen, but we just want to make sure that if somebody's only on the app for a minute or two, that they are able to get the information that is most pertinent to what or most important for that day. One of the things that the city officials also mentioned was connecting their Facebook page to the app as well, so that if people would rather go or if they are on Facebook for whatever reason that day, that they are able to see the announcements there too. Hey, what's up everyone? Today we're going to be taking a quick look at our app and the progress we have made with it so far. I'm going to be going along with my phone right here, and you guys can follow along on the screen with me. So just looking at the first screen that shows up here, this is the screen that first loads whenever a user first opens the app. It has a nice welcome message down there, as well as the city logo right there, so people know it's an app for the city of Huntsville. So I'm going to click Get Started right here. This takes us to the login screen. This screen is for people who already have an account. If you don't have an account, you're going to want to navigate to the sign up screen. Pretty basic information here. We have email, password, confirm password. The whole purpose of the email is just to get forgotten passwords back, so we can send them a quick email, with the new password if that is needed. So I already have an account, so I'm going to sign in with my email. Click login. And this takes us to the home screen here. Pretty basic home screen, you don't want too much going on here. We have a nice message in the middle. We have the city logo up there in the top right. We have our menu in the top left. This is a scrollable home screen too, so we're going to have a couple different things on here. Right below the main home screen, we're going to have a history portion where we can put just kind of the background of the history of Huntsville. Some of the contribution that Sam Houston has with it, maybe a little bit about the university too. We haven't quite decided on all that yet, but we are planning on implementing that. So scrolling back up, we can take a look at the tab navigation there. We have 4 main screens in the app. This includes the home screen, the announcement screen, the submit request screen, and the all request screen. Taking a first look at the announcement screen, this is where all the announcements are posted from the city officials. Right now we have the same announcements because we haven't posted anything yet, but this is where those would go. We just have kind of the main portion bolded of it. We have a detailed description below it and also the date and time, so the residents know exactly when it was posted. If we go back to the tab navigator and take a look at the submit request portion, this is our submission form that we have. Just a pretty basic submission form where users can put their concerns in. We kind of have a title section, we have a detailed description section, and we can also add a photo. So I will do a quick example right now. So give us an overview. Say I saw a pothole on my way to work. I can go pothole on Main Street. Detailed description. There is a pothole that needs to be fixed. And I can also select an image. Here I have an example. You can choose from your camera roll or wherever. I'm going to choose this image right here. Loads it right there so the user can see. And we are also planning on adding location information in there too, so we can get a more accurate description of where these problems are. So once I click submit request, it'll send it to the cloud or the database that we have, and at that point we will get it transferred over to the all request screen, and this is where all the requests from all the users in Huntsville is going to show up, so people can look at them, make sure they're not submitting something that's already been submitted, and so that the officials can look at them too. So right here I have a couple examples. Looking at the bottom one here, just a basic garbage collection post. If I click on it, it's going to blow it up. I have the image right there. I have some more description at the bottom, and we're also going to put the location there too, so people would know, or the city officials know, where it is and where they can help it out with. Pulling that down, that's about it. I have the sign out button over here, and that takes us back to the first screen. So thank you guys for watching. We would love to answer any questions you have, and that is all for today.